Connect Bangalore is brought to you by JLL, Lend-Lease, and is powered by Unisu. Paayal Khanna discusses location intelligence. India ties the knot.
Hi, I'm Paayal Khanna from the Occupier Consulting Group at JLL. We help companies optimize their commercial real estate portfolios through the increasing use of technology. I would like to share a short story with you. On a cool evening back in 2013, I, along with 2,000 other guests, watched my beautiful cousin get married to the love of her life. I vividly remember everyone around me was dressed in bright colors, the smell of fresh flowers filled the air, and soft classical Indian music lifted the entire place as this gigantic crowd sat on a lush green lawn in front of what I believe was the most magnificent palace I had ever seen. This stunning destination brought alive the guests, flowers, decor, dancers, musicians, friends and families, all like a well-written fairy tale. That was a memory from my very first destination wedding in the royal state of Rajasthan, and it still fills my heart. Over the years, Indian weddings have become nothing short of a spectacle you do not want to miss. As the world turns its eyes to this rapidly growing economic powerhouse, I wanted to use this chance to share how Indian weddings are like our metro cities. To the uninitiated, they probably seem like a sensory explosion, and in many ways they are. But all of the things that go into that sensory overload are what make them unique. Much like getting that perfect property location, there is so much that goes into getting that perfect wedding destination right. So let me take you through the process. Step 1. India has the second largest population in the world, and it is only fair that Indian weddings do justice to that number. So imagine a guest list of about 1,000 to 1,500 people, some coming from 10 or even 10,000 kilometers away. Imagine the cumbersome process of collecting the names, cities, phone numbers, arrival dates, check-in timings, food preferences of over 1,000 people. It is not easy. Now in real estate, when we go about the process of selecting that perfect location for our business, you often start with your largest data set. Your largest resource, your human resource, right? So I'm talking about employee names, addresses, the type of accommodation they live in, the type of employment they're doing at your business, and so on. Step 2. Now, guests are important, but they cannot enjoy a 3-day wedding celebration solely by themselves. So once you have your top options, you have to layer them with additional data sets, right? Like, who's going to do the decor? Where are the dancers and the musicians coming from? What's going to be the weather at the location? And of course, what's for food? Now, similarly in real estate, when we're picking the perfect location, you cannot just rely on the data set of your employees. You have to layer them with much more relevant factors that are important to picking that right location. I'm talking about what is the infrastructure of the city that you're picking your next office in? What's your peer cluster strategy? What is the upcoming infrastructure and transportation available and accessibility to the location, and so much more. Now, step 3. Finally, the destination for the wedding has been finalized. Over a couple of days of celebration, all the guests come together at this one perfect location to watch the bride and the groom walk around the holy fire 7 times, reciting a vow with each round. In real estate, you use your learnings through the mapping and diagnosing of your multiple data layers and deliver a solution that is holistic, that helps you arrive at that optimal outcome. That optimal outcome, a location, a destination, is what then propels your business to achieve much larger business goals. In 2020, picking a location without location intelligence is like picking a groom without meeting his family. In India, that is not a great idea. While most of us use location intelligence in our business operations, I would like to take a few minutes to reiterate the terms around the technology. Location intelligence, also commonly referred to as location analytics or spatial intelligence, is the process of analyzing geospatial data using geospatial technology to arrive at an optimal outcome based on insights. Now, geospatial data is just a jazzy way of saying all data that can be mapped. And geospatial technology is all technology that can store or acquire geospatial information. Historically, GIS tools have primarily been used by geospatial experts in government organizations or private institutions. But today, with the superior user experience of GIS tools, you don't have to be a geospatial expert or hire a professional mapper to explore the power of location intelligence. For example, I remember back in 2014 conducting an employee location mapping for one of our clients. Let's call them client ABC. I remember I had to collect 10,000 employee addresses from the client and manually insert the PIN codes one by one. Today, that same data is readily available by the client along with much more information on their employees. 6 years on, we still continue to work with client ABC, and today using JLL's geospatial mapping tool, MapIt, we not only can analyze the static employee data, but layer it with much more relevant factors that are important to choose a business location. For example, what is the infrastructure of a particular city? What is the potential or the future of a city with respect to the new government regulations and policies, and so on and so forth. With increased access to data and the speed and accuracy of GIS tools today, we can help businesses answer much larger questions, such as the market entry and the decision to pick your first city when you're entering the country, or the talent demographic spread across the country. The beauty of location intelligence also lies in representing the real estate data on its most intuitive platform, a map. When all the dispersed and disengaged data layers are mapped, they organically and visually start telling a story. Location intelligence is that story. Now, back in the 2000s, just like you would pick a good city hotel to host your wedding, a business would pick a grade A building from a small list of options. That's it. Location selection was that simple back then. India's tryst with PropTech started in the 2000s. The global economic crisis of 2008 set the deployment of PropTech in India with the emergence of online broking platforms. The top 3 cities of Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore were gaining the maximum commercial real estate traction, while the smaller cities of Chennai, Hyderabad, Calcutta, and Pune were gradually establishing their unique foothold in the country. By 2017, the trends had changed. Not only were Indians looking at other cities to host their destination wedding, but real estate had started exploring opportunities to set up their business outside of their local city. So if you were looking at great engineering talent, you would be looking at Bangalore. If you wanted to be in the financial capital of the country, you'd be looking at Mumbai. In 2017, the relationship between India and PropTech had moved to the second stage with the emergence of co-working spaces. Co-working spaces in the top 7 cities in India had risen by 300%. The sector catering primarily to the millennial generation had to increasingly embrace technology to improve the user and the customer experience. Stage 1 of PropTech took real estate online, and stage 2 of PropTech took the people online. The true progress of PropTech across these stages was that by this time we had started mining gold. Data, a traditionally unstructured, opaque, and fragmented sector in the country, was finally moving online one step at a time, feeding into the mammoth database. The last 3 years have seen an accelerated focus on PropTech in India. Most companies are aggressively adopting digital transformation, and this marks India's entry into the final leg of the long-term relationship with PropTech. Going digital means more data, and more data means more power to location intelligence. The strategic assessment and value of location intelligence can help answer bigger questions such as Mumbai's story as the financial capital of the country, Bangalore's emergence as the Silicon Valley of India, the extreme variation in the cost of living across the country, and so much more that can explain the heterogeneity within India. Now, I want you to take a minute and picture this. 1 billion people online in a country 3 times smaller than the United States. The power of where would have never been more powerful. I often tell people I thrive in chaos, and I can confidently say this for all Indians. Solving problems and bringing about efficiencies in the largest democracy of the world with extreme diversity in culture is not an easy challenge to overcome. Mass urbanization and hyper-localization are changing the way communities in India live, work, and travel. PropTech in India is currently in its honeymoon phase and enjoying a great deal of buzz and attention. But to truly achieve a happily ever after, we have to strengthen the foundation of real estate in our country, figuratively and quite literally. Let's please fix those potholes. Talking about the tech around PropTech, AI has provided us the much needed boost, but with machine learning and predictive analytics not too far, we will be able to help businesses take calculated risks with much higher speed and accuracy. I believe in the future, we will be conducting location analysis for a client real time by giving voice commands to a digital assistant to add, remove, and reject thousands of data layers and have machine learning shooting out recommendations. Fintech ruled the 2010s, but the roaring 20s will be all about the marriage of property and technology, so let's do it in grand Indian style.